Hey guys, I wanted to, good morning, happy Friday, early Friday morning. I was at a meeting with some legislators and some council members and some commissioners, and I wanted to share with you a few thoughts that I had about the meeting. I guess this meeting's been going on for some time. They basically give legislative updates, some of the things that are going on in the city and some of the things that are going on during the legislative session. Uh, this particular meeting centered around the fact that they all believed in increasing taxes. They believe in increasing the teacher salary the base salary from $31,000 to $41,000. Also increasing the salaries above minimum across the board at the same rate. So the minimum rate will be from 31,000 to 41,000, and anybody that makes over that will get that increase at an expense to the taxpayer. The other thing is that they seem to be operating in fear. They believe in rebuilding the jails because we can't just let them go. What if the jail doors get stuck open? They believe in a gas tax. They believe in all of these taxes. And not one person questioned them, or did they question themselves. Not one word about the Constitution or the limitations imposed on them to not, tax every single thing about, everything they can to be able to try to generate revenue. And so when I raised my hand, I think I probably spoke out of turn. They might have been okay with me asking a question, but my line of questioning was definitely not well received. I basically said, I'm having a hard time here understanding how we can sit there and talk about how we need roads and our infrastructure is poor, but somehow we raise the teachers' salaries across the board. Any CEO of any company knows that in the time when they don't have profits, they don't give raises or benefits, or raises or whatever they do. But somehow we believe enough in the public school system to where we can raise each salary by $10,000 while our roads are dangerous and we can't just do nothing. And so they believe in raising the gas tax. They believe in raising the teacher's salary because we need to be able to do this. We need to rebuild the jails. We need to do all of this stuff. So when I raised my hand, I said, I come from a place where, there was some kind of oath taken for elected officials where they acknowledged their limitations in their office, and they were elected on the platform of not raising taxes and all that, but yet they do it. And I said, I'm looking at things from the whole limited government perspective and all that. And the senator raised his hand and he shook his head and he agreed, and he said, Tom, he says, but we are where we are. Well, if there's anything in what he said, we are where we are means that the oath that we took is no longer of any worth, and the Constitution is no longer of any worth, and the limitations in office are no longer of any worth, and the fact that we have to raise taxes. The sad thing about it is they see that America in crisis mode right now with the tremendous debt that we have, they realize that saying that you're going to raise taxes when you're elected is not going to get you in. So they automatically believe that that's something you say, you're going to cut taxes. In reality, nobody believes that because we can't. Everybody understands the debt. They probably don't understand the true understanding of 18 or $100 trillion in debt. But they say that at some point we're going to have to stop kicking the can down the road and we're going to have to start cutting funds. Well, how can they say that on one hand where we're going to have to start taking steps, painful steps, to be able to, to cut spending, but yet raise the teacher's salary $10,000 a piece and all the rest of it? So I think that, as a liberty-minded individual, there was some mention about a woman there. She identified the fact that I was a liberty-type person, and basically kind of told me how it was really resistant to anything I had to say. And I probably overspoke because this was my first time to a meeting, and I probably hijacked it a little bit with my line of questioning because they say that it's a peaceful place where legislators can come and give information and not get lambasted. Well, you guys may not believe this, but I actually didn't lambast any of the senators at all. I was just I was asking questions and then just made a blanket statement to everybody about the hypocritical nature of some of the things that they were talking about. So I wanted to share with you about that. You know, our legislators are taking an oath, and they use the platform of no taxes, but in their own minds they know that they have to raise taxes. In our minds, we know that there really is no other solution other than raising taxes. The problem is that most of us believe that government is corrupt, government misappropriates funds, it's being deceptive, and if we give it the control and the ability and we authorize them to take 50% of our taxes to pay the debt, the money will not go to the debt. Or very little of it will go to the debt, and then we'll spend the rest of our lives enslaved like they do in Greece and the rest of these countries where, you know, where the taxable rate is at 70% or whatever it is. After they attach our 401k and they attach everything else and what civil asset forfeiture and the rest of it, the taxpayers are just getting raped. So it's an incredible hurdle to climb. I've gained some respect for the senator because he's kind of an interesting position. But I think what's happening is these people really are looking for solutions. And so I think if the liberty-minded folks quit complaining about you can't tax me, you can't do this, you can't do that. If we opened the line of communications and spoke with them a little bit more about some of the solutions that they could initialize, I think they would be much more receptive to our message. And I got into the heated debate, and I was kind of kicked out of the coffee shop a little bit. I had to go back and apologize, and once I recognized the fact that I kind of hijacked the meeting, I had thought that it was an open forum. I was invited, and I wasn't supposed to say who invited me, and they really wanted me to force me to tell who told me to go. And I can't be a man of my word, say that I'm a man of my word, and then go back on my word just because somebody, the person that runs the meeting, tells me that, well, you should give that information to me because it's my meeting. I said, but yeah, I made a promise to somebody. They invited me to a meeting. I can't very well, just turn on them just because some person says that you should tell me who invited you to this meeting, even though it's a public meeting. Sounds like a bunch of rhetoric, doesn't it? Anyway, happy Friday, you guys. That's kind of the state of affairs this Friday morning from what I found out. I think there's probably nothing here that you don't already know, but I just thought I'd let you know I was at it early this morning. So have a good weekend. Love you, Idaho. Talk to you later. Bye.